Hey, it is Thursday, June 19th, 2025. I am getting ready to go for my daily run. So today I'm deciding to do something a little bit different. I'm just going to go for time just to see where I'm at, if I've made any progress since I first started. And I'll just remind you and myself that when I first started 3 weeks ago, this is technically week 3 for me, my very first time that I ran, I tried to run half a mile and barely made it. Wanted to fall over and die and get dizzy and all that fun stuff. So then I switched over to zone training with your heart rate, zone 2, zone 3 training, by focusing on keeping your heart rate within a specific point by breathing while you run and then slowing down to bring your heart rate down and then run again to bring it back up and all that good stuff. So my goal had been to keep my heart rate under 160 to run a mile and see how that goes. And it was working great for me. I was able to continue running without getting any side stitches or having to stop for any significant length of time. And whenever I finished the mile, I didn't want to fall over and die and be dizzy and want to vomit and all that fun stuff. So today I'm going to run a familiar route that I know where the mile marker is. So I'm not going to look at my heart rate. I'm not going to look at the time. I'm just going to run to see where I am as far as time goes on how fast I can run a mile. I will probably have to start and stop a couple times, but that's okay. I just kind of want to see where I'm at. When I know my heart rate's going to spike over 160, sometimes it is good to work in that anaerobic zone to build a different set of muscles that can work under low oxygen levels, which is what anaerobic means. It means not very much oxygen available to the muscles to work. So it is occasionally good to work in that zone as well. And when I do run my other miles, focusing on my breathing and my heart rate and the aerobic exercise portion of the mile, that last little like 0.05, 0.1 miles, I try to push it as fast as I can to work that anaerobic zone as well. So this one we're just gonna run as best I can and see what happens. So I'll see you at the end. Bye. So hit half a mile without stopping. So, and I'm still upright, which is more than I can say for my very first time out. So I'm super happy about that. I wanted to get to half a mile. That was my goal today without stopping. I'm still walking. I'm gonna keep going. It's just gonna be slower this last half mile because I am very winded, but my heart rate was up in, it ended in the 170s, stayed in the 160s most of the time, which is the anaerobic zone, so that's what I wanted. But I'm feeling better, much better than what I was when I first started a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna breathe, keep walking at a fast pace. I don't want to slow down too much. Focus on my breathing. And we're on track to have somewhere in the 16 minutes for this mile. So faster than anything I've ever done, which was awesome. But I'll see you at the finish line. Yes. Yes. Whew, I am beat. So I had to take a minute after that was said and done, because while I was still upright and walking, I was extremely winded and needed to gather myself real quick. And then I made myself a little post-run smoothie. It's a triple berry blend frozen fruit with some spinach, some almond milk, a little bit of hot water to melt some of that frozen fruit so it wasn't so harsh, and some protein powder. So just a little extra nutrients to put into my body that I really need right now. And protein is going to be your friend after a hard workout. Protein is what builds that healthy muscle and prevents excessive muscle breakdown, which also happens whenever you work it out. So make sure you get your protein and drink plenty of water. If you do not drink enough water after a really hard workout, or any workout in general, but especially after a really hard workout, you will have muscle breakdown, and it will cause a lot of toxins to be inside of your body that will harm you, that your kidneys won't be able to filter out without a little help from excessive amounts of water. So please, please, please hydrate before and after. That being said, I finished my mile in 16 minutes and 41 seconds. I am so happy with that. That is almost a minute off of my fastest time running the mile, focusing on my heart rate being below 160. So super happy with that. I went the whole first half mile without stopping. I had to obviously stop for a little bit to really catch my breath because I was huffing and puffing pretty good, which is understandable at a heart rate of 170. And then I stopped, I think, 2 or 3 more times after that, but only for no longer than 5 seconds, just to get a couple of really good deep breaths in, and then I started going again. So I didn't go as hard as the first half mile, but I still kept jogging. And so I was able to get 16 minutes, 41 seconds. So happy with that. So I'm not going to do that too often. I'm going to go back to my focusing on my heart rate being below 160, so that I can increase the number of miles that I'm able to run consistently, and that's going to help with the short-term time wise. So I am obviously building muscle, building stamina. I'm happy with my results, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of the evening in this beautiful day, drinking my nice ice cold smoothie, and I will see you next time.